Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Mark Martin. Investigators have revealed the Amtrak train that derailed in Washington state was speeding, going 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. At least 3 people were killed and dozens injured. Survivors of the horrific accident are thankful to be alive. Charlene Aaron has the story.
Amtrak train 501 had just left Seattle and was heading towards Portland on a new route when it careened off of a bridge. Federal officials say it was going way too fast.
Preliminary indications are that the train was traveling at 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour track.
13 of the train's cars flipped off the overpass, crashing directly onto Interstate 5 below, killing 3 people. Beverly and Charlie Hebner say they were thrown around inside the train like rag dolls. They managed to crawl out of a window, thankful to walk away with their lives.
There was this body lying there. I mean, he hardly had any clothes on. The clothes had just been ripped off him, and he was obviously dead.
Lakewood Mayor Don Anderson had raised safety concerns, predicting earlier this month that the new, faster route would lead to fatal accidents.
Come back when there is that accident, because this project was never needed and endangers our citizens.
Meanwhile, President Trump tweeted that the train accident proves it's time to do something about America's aging infrastructure. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
In other news, the biggest reshaping of the U.S. tax code in 3 decades could make its way to the White House by the end of the week. The House is expected to vote today on the $1.5 trillion tax legislation. The Senate is expected to follow with its vote later in the day or tomorrow. Republicans are hoping to get something to President Trump before Christmas. Votes are likely to cling along party lines. And the importance of the tax bill vote is keeping the vice president on U.S. soil. Vice President Pence postponed his trip to Egypt and Israel yesterday. The vice president felt it was important to be in the Senate in case he was needed to break a tie vote. Pence will now be traveling to the Middle East during the week of January 14th. Taking his cues from former President Reagan, President Trump outlined his plan for peace through strength Monday. Amber Strong has a look at the president's national security strategy and what it means for the nation going forward.
It was one part national security strategy and one part year-end review.
On November 8th, 2016, you voted to make America great again.
President Trump took to the stage Monday to outline national security goals at home and abroad. It's really nothing new for the president. According to a senior administration official, the components laid out in this national security strategy are the things he's outlined all along in his America First initiative. He outlined a plan with 4 main pillars: protect the homeland, promote American prosperity, peace through strength, and promote American influence. That means a crackdown on border security and chain migration.
A nation without borders is not a nation.
The president also pointed out his belief in a specific connection.
Any nation that trades away its prosperity for security will end up losing both.
And the Reagan idea of peace through strength, which means a major military buildup. The plan drew quick praise from House Speaker Paul Ryan, who said, "This strategy places the correct emphasis on confronting our adversaries, bolstering our defenses, and working with our allies to promote peace, security, and democracy." The president says a focus on home doesn't mean ignoring threats abroad, specifically North Korea and Iran.
To counter Iran and block its path to a nuclear weapon, I sanctioned the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps for its support of terrorism, and I declined to certify the Iran deal.
The strategy lists jihadist terrorists in Iran as major threats to security in the Middle East. That's something CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell says is pivotal to peace in that region.
So I think one of the things Trump is going to do is say this is something that is in the interest of the United States national security, that Iran's influence be stopped, lest it be a threat to the whole region and especially to Israel.
And what about countries like Russia? The document condemns it as a revisionist power seeking to upset the status quo. Trump's relationship with President Vladimir Putin has been a point of criticism. The president spoke with the Russian leader twice in the last week. The second call came from Putin, offering his thanks for the CIA's help in preventing a terror attack.
They were able to apprehend these terrorists before the event with no loss of life, and that's a great thing, and the way it's supposed to work.
Now, according to a senior administration official, that tip to Russia is part of a larger strategy to promote cooperation when there is a shared interest. Amber Strong, CBN News at the White House.
The Trump administration says North Korea is to blame for a computer hack that affected hundreds of thousands of computers worldwide in May. Writing in the Wall Street Journal, Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert said Pyongyang was directly responsible for the WannaCry ransomware attack. WannaCry took hostage documents, databases, and files on computers in 150 nations. Most notably, it disabled parts of Britain's National Health Service. Bossert said evidence confirmed by the UK government and Microsoft points to North Korea. He said the rogue nation will be held accountable for the attack. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to allow 2 pregnant teens staying in a Health and Human Services shelter to get abortions. The unaccompanied minors were detained while entering the country. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan ruled the administration can't keep the 17-year-olds from their, quote, right to an abortion. The Trump administration changed an Obama-era policy that allowed pregnant minors detained while entering the country to end their pregnancies. An HHS official said the agency's facilities, quote, should not be supporting abortion services, but giving life-affirming options counseling. The United States used its veto power this week at the United Nations. This after the UN Security Council approved a measure designed to reverse President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. The 14 other countries on the council, including America's staunch ally, the United Kingdom, supported the resolution that was sponsored by Egypt.
It'll appear to be a diplomatic victory for the Palestinian Authority and those nations that oppose Trump's decision. Likely it's going to go to the General Assembly, where it will likely pass, but it really has no effect on the reality here on the ground if the UN General Assembly passes it.
Trump reversed decades of U.S. policy earlier this month with his decision, a move that generated outrage in the Islamic world. For the first time, a multi-faith delegation from the Muslim nation of Bahrain visited Israel. The visit took months to plan, and the members came at their own personal risk. But as Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem, they came to celebrate with the Jewish people during one of their most meaningful celebrations of the year, Hanukkah.
We have 8 nights because they found only one little cruse of oil that was spiritually pure.
On the first night of Hanukkah, Rabbi Abraham Cooper made history by inviting a delegation from Bahrain to take part in lighting the first candle.
I think a kind of taboo has been broken, and I want to emphasize no governments. It's 2 NGOs that got together, trying to move things forward.
Cooper believes moving things forward means people talking to people.
We're not going to solve the Middle East situation, but if we can bring closer the normalization of contacts, it's a little ray of light in a pretty dark period out there.
His partner in the effort is the organization This is Bahrain.
Our message here is one of peaceful coexistence. We want to share with the world, and let's be honest, the world can be a very dark place. And at the moment, many people are finding themselves living in fear of extremism, radicalization, terrorists.
Israel's Channel 2 reported on the visit when evangelical leader Johnny Moore led the delegation on a tour of Jerusalem's Old City.
I took them to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and we talked about the Jesus that I love, the world that we're living in, and what could happen if we all started talking to one another and showing that actually faith, it's not the problem, it's the answer.
The visit follows the release earlier this year of the Bahrain Declaration.
The Kingdom of Bahrain Declaration is a very powerful and beautiful document calling for religious tolerance and religious freedom for all people of all faiths all over the world.
Still, the delegation met fierce criticism as Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah called for them to be stoned. While other Muslim leaders questioned the visit, the organizers wanted to present a different face on religion.
I feel very strongly that people of faith, the faith leaders, who unfortunately religion these days is as much of the problem as it is the solution. But these are people who feel a sense of responsibility to try to take back the momentum.
Moore defends the dialogue and feels it's a new day for the Middle East.
There are people who believe that you cannot be committed to the gospel and to traditional Christian theology and have meaningful relationships or dialogue with Muslims or anybody else. And actually, there weren't any Christians when Jesus was teaching. The only people he had to work with and had to teach to were the people in the society that he was in. And he would connect his parables to their life and to their experiences. And I think this is what's happening.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Coming up, have you noticed your clothes are a little snug this Christmas season? Well, stay tuned for some tips to avoid that all too common holiday weight gain. Welcome back. You may have noticed your clothes fitting a bit tighter than usual. Most people do pack on the pounds at Christmas time, but our health reporter Lori Johnson shows us some tips to avoid that all too common holiday weight gain.
Those delicious goodies we love this time of year carry a price.
The average American gains about 8 to 10 pounds from Thanksgiving until New Year's.
Ideally, come January, we'll lose them, but all too often that just doesn't happen. So dietitian Kelly Freno shares tips on how to avoid gaining in the first place, starting with strategies for food-laden get-togethers.
Some things we can do is make sure we're choosing healthy foods. So making sure that we enjoy lean sources of meat like turkey, ham, and salmon, making half of our plates non-starchy vegetables.
Also, choose smaller portions, eat slowly, and no seconds.
The best way to avoid overdoing it at your holiday gathering is to eat something healthy and filling beforehand, like a handful of nuts, a hard-boiled egg, or a salad.
Drink plenty of water before and during the event.
Cautious though on the high sugary beverages, so careful on the eggnog. Also watch out for our alcohol intake. 1 5-ounce glass of wine has 120 calories. If you have 2 or 3 of those throughout the evening, those calories really add up quickly.
Make time to exercise. It not only burns those extra calories, it also acts as a stress reliever, minimizing your temptation to stress eat.
It's hard to eat healthy when people twist your arm with words like, "Come on, it's the holidays," or "I made this myself just for you."
But don't give in to peer pressure.
Kind of preparing yourself with a healthy, happy, no thank you, or the dish looks great, but I'm full, it's been a delight. So learning how to politely say no can be very engaging during a holiday party without being overbearing or insulting.
Finally, weigh yourself every day. Research shows this reality check helps you minimize your weight gain. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Up next, see how one Christian fashion designer is leaving his stamp in the fashion industry when we return. Gregory Fortner is a rising fashion artist with designs making the runway in New York Fashion Week. Ephraim Graham recently sat down with him in Studio 5.
joining us here now in studio is the man behind the designs you just saw, Gregory Fortner. Thank you so much for being here in Studio 5.
Thank you for having me.
You have an amazing, incredible story, the little bit that I already know about it. Let's begin with the idea to be a designer. For you, started when?
I started in January 2017.
January 2017.
Yes.
And here we sit at the end of the year, and
yes.
You've already got pieces, a line,
yes.
shows, television appearances.
Yes.
What happened in January to ignite this for you?
Well, I was traveling through the Mojave Desert with a friend. We were coming back from California, and while I was sleeping from exhaustion of traveling, I began to dream about these garments in my sleep. And I sat up and I told my friend, I said, I just saw these garments in my sleep that are so like vivid, like I saw the colors and everything, the details, and I sat up and I told him, I said, I see these garments and I don't know what to do. He was like, draw them out. So at that time, all I had was my iPhone, and I'm not an artist by trade, so I don't know how to draw. So I began to describe in my phone to a T what I saw in my head, and by the time we got through the Mojave Desert, I had a full collection complete.
Really?
Yes.
In just a matter of hours?
Just a matter of hours.
Where do you say so God gets the credit for giving that to you?
Yes, that was definitely a God thing. He gave me the vision. I believe that all gifts come from Him, and the gift of creativity comes from Him, and that was another form of creativity that He gave me.
Because prior to that, you were looking to sing, model, act. Those were your dreams.
Yes. Singing is my first love. I've been singing since I was 2, sang all my life in church and grew up singing. So I thought my first major thing would be music. Yeah, definitely thought it would be an album or single or something. Yeah.
What do you want people to know about this first line? Your design name is Jashik, and that's a twist on your name, correct?
Yes. Jashik started out as a styling company, maybe in 2015, early 2016. I wanted to do a name play, so Je is an abbreviation for Gregory, which is my first name, and I thought it was by chance that I selected G-E, chic, and come to find out I was doing research one night, and GE in Chinese means style. So before I knew the significance of the name, God gave me the name, and what I thought was a styling company was actually an entire clothing brand.
Wow.
Yes.
The colors in this first line, Tapestry, all that came from God. And he told you to name it Tapestry.
Yes.
Why?
Tapestry speaks to my life holistically. Romans 8:28 talks about how He allows all things to work together for our good, good and bad. All the pieces that we sometimes discard as painful, traumatic, hurting, He takes all those pieces and He weaves them together, much like a tapestry. You flip it over on one side and you see all these pieces that are various colors and sizes and shapes, and you flip it over on the other side and there's this complete holistic picture. And that's what God did with my life, and Tapestry speaks to my life more than the line. The line is a byproduct of my life where I am now, how God has taken everything that I've gone through and woven it together to bring me to this place. On the back of that tapestry, you see singer, you see writer, you see fashion designer, then you flip it over, and it's this one cohesive piece. That is the life of Gregory Fortner.
Tell me about some of the pieces in this line. You can give me a couple.
The very first piece that I created was the shadow shirt. And the silhouette of the shirt is transparent sides, and the body of the shirt is darker and has a cross collar. And the aesthetic of Jashik is it's masculine wear with touches of femininity. So you have the strong structured looks, and then you may have embellished collars with Swarovski crystals on the stones. You know, touches here and there, blending the style, because men appreciate sophistication. You know, men appreciate opulence, and that's what Jashik is about.
This is Jashik?
This is Jashik. Yes, this is the Brandon blazer, and these are the Till Thing trousers. This was a creation that I created in the Mojave Desert.
Awesome. So for people who want to get the product, men who want to buy Jashik, where can they get it?
JashikLuxwear.com is the website. You can also follow me on Instagram. IG handle is JashikLuxwear. You can go there and order anything from the coming collection.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Honor.
Great to have a Christian there in the fashion industry. Well, thanks for staying with CBN NewsWatch. Much more to come. We'll be right back. Operation Blessing is helping meet the medical needs of impoverished communities in Peru by training locals to become health workers. Frida lives in the community of San Jose, and like many in her community, she would have to travel great distances to receive just basic medical care. Then Operation Blessing's Community Health Worker Training Program stepped in, providing Frida with the knowledge and tools to help her community. Along with training her to be a health worker, Operation Blessing also provided Frida with a medical kit filled with medicine, vitamins, and essential tools. Now Frida is an on-call 24/7 to her community, an on-call health worker. That's great. Operation Blessing, not just putting a Band-Aid on things. Well, that's it for now on CBN NewsWatch, and you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care about most at cbnnews.com. And tell us what you think about the stories you've seen here, and you can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.